So, as you can probably tell, I did not fare too well against the zombie horde that I came across in the mine shaft whilst looking for some cobwebs for today's activity. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to patch this up, but hopefully at some point during this month we can get the rest of our human remains back in order to patch ourselves up. But today's project, nevertheless, I was actually down in the mine shaft getting something for today's project, and that is in order to get Clowd back for hiding our bricks, because, you know, when someone costs us time and we're trying to do something, I think it's only fair to repay in kind. And I've got a bunch of different shulkers on me for what we actually want to do over there, and I've actually forgotten one shulker, so let me quickly fly back to our tree in order to go get it. Yeah, so what I was thinking is, I was initially planning a really elaborate thing about getting a bunch of mobs into like a death pit that he's going to fall into. But what I was thinking instead is, we're still going to do some form of a death pit, but we're also going to want to build something over in his base. So I want to build, he's built like a little bedroom over there. But we'll head over to his temple now. He's actually gone ahead and built himself like a pretty nice sort of large bedroom. We fly down here, and he's actually done some decorations for like October, just for like a Halloween sort of event type thing. He's also got these Pokemon, which I think are absolutely outstanding. I do like the Pokemon. Now, the way that I'm thinking of doing it is doing a sort of trap floor system. So he's got his bedroom in over here, and what I was thinking is, if we move the ender chest and put a door behind there, and then dig off in that direction, provided there's nothing behind there. I don't know how far. See, this room actually goes back there, so we may actually have to build off in the other direction. Yeah, so if we come forward here and we just put a door over here, and then we can then dig out an area. He has got haste over here, which makes my job a little bit easier. So we've got a little air gap, and you don't want him seeing us whilst we're over here. So we're going to have to keep an eye, and if he comes on, I'm either going to have to hide or sort of crouch permanently until he shoots off. So yeah, because obviously I don't want him walking in on us whilst we're doing this. Let's do that. And our trap floor is going to be in this like 1 by 1 corridor, and it's going to be 3 blocks long that it then drops down. But for now, what I want to do is actually, we've lost the beacon effect. Hopefully we get the beacon effect around here. Do we? Oh, going to be cutting it close. Oh, really? Well, it looks like we're doing this the hard way. We're going to have to dig this all out by hand without any beacon effects. So it's going to be tedious, considering I need to dig like a 5 by 7 hole in the ground, going all the way down to bedrock. So that's going to be fun. But we want to clear out an area for our bedroom that we want to have over here. So let's just start clearing out this area, and what I'll do is I'll bring you back once I've cleared out the area and we're ready to actually put the trap into place. Alright then guys, so I've managed to clear out a reasonable area. I still need to clear out the ceiling in here in order to build my bedroom afterwards. But for now, let's just concentrate on the death pit we're going to be creating. Now, the reason why I've done it so long is because obviously we want the trap within side of it. And let's just drop all the way down. So what we are going to want is basically 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have like this glass isn't going to be in the bottom layer. We're going to have obsidian lining the walls along the bottom layer with a bunch of powdered snow and maybe some wither roses on the floor, so that way it does actually kill him at the end. And we will obviously have a collection method for all of his gear, so nothing like gets lost or anything. May have campfires underneath actually that he falls onto while he drops through the snow, but what we mainly want to do is just create the amount of time that it takes him to get down here to make it extremely long. So yeah, so what we're going to want to do is probably pillar up with glass all the way to the top, and then the top section is going to be a free strip of probably dyed concrete powder, because it's got to be a gravity block. And then we're going to use a trick, so as soon as he walks through a bit of string, it will update the blocks to fall. We're going to use a little bit of a trick in order to get the gravity blocks just to float there. And whether or not you know the trick or not is another question, but I will show you once I get to that point. Now the glass situation going up, what we're going to be having is the cobwebs. We're going to have a cobweb and then a 2-block gap, then a cobweb, because as much as I do want him to fall for like ages, I don't want him to be here all day waiting to reach the bottom. So I think once he leaves one cobweb and enters the next, he should then obviously still keep the same pace falling, and it's from like Y54 down to bedrock. So it's around about 50 blocks, so split that up into every 3 blocks. You're looking at least around about 15 to 20 cobwebs he's got to make his way through. And the reason that I've got the air gap going around the glass is I want him to sort of feel the danger of dying, so I'm going to have lava flowing on the outside of the glass, so that way, although there is glass there, and even if he does break the cobwebs, I don't think he's going to be too eager to break through the glass in order to get through. So his only option really, whether or not he's going to have rockets on him or his elytron, I have no idea. If he has his elytron with rockets, he could probably just go into fly mode and fly back up in order to get out. But yeah, it's one of them things that I think there's always going to be a way out of a trap, but whether or not he's got the items on him in order to get out of the trap or not is another question. So yeah, we're going to want these to go, we don't want glass at the top, because obviously we don't want to give away the whole thing, but we do want to block in either side, so like that. That way we can have the concrete powder sitting on top, floaty concrete in the middle. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if the string doesn't, oh my god, I'm getting stuck on the word D so often. If the string doesn't activate the concrete powder and make it fall in time before he reaches the other side, it's just going to be a little bit of a way to evacuate. If that happens, you probably won't see any of this, so either way it doesn't really freaking matter, does it? So what we want to do is go up with this glass, say about to this height, and then we can start putting our cobwebs on like so, and then 1, 2, and that's going to be 1, 2, and then we're going to have cobwebs again. I'm going to do this going all the way up. Now the cobwebs is literally what I died about 4 or 5 times, because after I died the first time I had a bunch of zombies wearing my netherite gear, went down again, they killed me again, got more of my netherite gear. So yeah, let me put the torches back in my hand so you can see what's going on. 2, and then, oh my god. Yeah, so this is going to be our trap going all the way down. And once I've done this and put the lava in place, I will bring you back. Alright, so we've got all of the cobwebs in place, and I put the lava on the outside of the glass, so it is looking really ominous. And anyone who falls in this, I find it highly unlikely they're going to try to bust out of the glass, because you know, lava destroying all their items is obviously not what someone wants. So I'm going to hop on down here and do the rest of the trap. We've got a bunch of obsidian, we've got wither roses, we've got a full shell cut of powdered snow, and then I got some other bits and pieces. Got a trap chest and hoppers in order to collect his stuff. I'm fairly sure that hoppers do collect items underneath. Let me first of all clear just a little bit more room. Like so. Then we put you there. Okay. So we are going to want to obviously line this area with obsidian, just so that there's no way of him busting out. So then we're going to want wither roses down at the bottom, and then we're going to want a layer of powdered snow. Can you place powdered snow like on powdered snow? Can we? Oh my god, inventory, not good. String. Or am I going to have to put up like temporary blocks in order to place all the powdered snow? Oh no, you can just place it on one another, which is fantastic. And then we're going to want our wither roses underneath, like so. Alright, so rather than having it there next to him, because obviously he's going to be able to see that as soon as he comes into the situation, I've decided to have it going off around and above, so that way when he opens it, it then pops into his inventory without a choice. So let's sort of patch up all of this area. There we go. So that's that trap done. We just need to put the carpets in place, and all of this will be really dark when he comes down anyway. And we'll just have like a sign there saying your gear's in this chest, and then it will be a glow sign, so that will be like the only thing he sees. So now all that we need to do is actually build our bedroom for starters, and once I've done that, I'll probably bring you back for setting up the actual drop floor, the sort of like trap floor, because that's going to have to be the last thing we do, because we're obviously going to want to set that up as we exit through that what we're going to be making into a door once we're all done and dusted in here. So probably jump into a time lapse of me actually building my bedroom, because I would like to have a bedroom and a respawn point over here for, well, just because I want a bedroom here, to be honest with you. There's no reason or rhyme to it, it's just something that I want to do. So yeah, let me crack on with this and I'll catch you back after. Awesome. So we're going to want our sticky pistons on this side. Going to want a movable block, say just here, and then we're going to want slime blocks, say here. So basically when the piston pushes out, it's obviously not going to be able to pull the slime blocks back, although it thinks that it can, which means the block above it, when I place it on the piston heads, they're not going to register the piston heads coming back, because the piston's not recognising that it can't actually pull these blocks back, which is how it should actually work. Whether or not it's going to is another question, but what we are going to have to do is make sure that we've got everything absolutely out of the way with, because we're going to have to put the string in place before we do this. So let's get some stone blocks there. We're probably just going to leave the pistons here, because trying to get them out of the way afterwards is going to be a nightmare, and we can't have any blocks updating the concrete powder, which means we are going to have to place any blocks in and around the area beforehand. So let's just make a little cubby hole just so I can activate these pistons. Thank you. And then we are going to need our string in place as well. That's our string. So they come out here. I want our string just there. And then we should be able to get the concrete powder on there. So let's grab a redstone block, activate these. Oh, okay, I'm going to need more than one. And then you and you. And then we should be able to get our concrete powder. And then do 3. And then they should now hopefully be floating. Yeah. So the easiest way of me demonstrating this is I really don't. So anything that activates that, I think we can just do a block. There we go. And then they will drop. Whether or not like the player stays on the block as they're falling. Oh no, the player will fall through because that's now a falling entity, which means I'm hoping he doesn't like suffocate damage going down that. But yeah, that's how it works. Anything activates that piece of string will actually set it off. So let's do that again. Have them extended, and then we put our concrete powder all the way down like that. Them blocks should break because they're falling all the way down on soul sand, and soul sand obviously is a block that, whatchamacallit, that doesn't allow fallen entities to drop on it. Very much like car slabs, because it's less than a full block tool, which means when the blocks go all the way down, not to mention you've got the flowers there, and the whatchamacallit, powdered snow. God, words are just, I've been so sort of fried the last few days that my brain is ceasing to work half the time. But yeah, that's pretty much the trap all done and dusted. Now I just got to tidy this all up, and yeah, it's going to take me a good minute or two to get through and patch all of this up. Slime box can go away. Can anything else go away in here? No. So yeah, let me tidy all of this up, and then we'll probably send him a message just letting him know that we've built a bedroom over here. And then afterwards we will sort of camp in the area until he shows up, just to see if he does come on any sooner. But I will have, I do apologise for that, I will have my replay mod sort of rolling as and when he comes on. I'll just stay AFK with the replay mod rolling. Whether or not it's going to be like an hour or 6 hours, I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, I guess I'll bring you back for when he actually manages to trip the trap.
Oh! 6 hours later.
So he has finally shown up. I was actually AFK when he showed up, but I've hopefully caught it with the replay mod, him falling in. And yeah, so it's now just falling. It's been falling for the better part of about 5 minutes now. Oh, I'm going to see if he tries to figure out if he can get out of it. You think you can get out? Question mark? I was going to say it shouldn't take that long, because it's around about Y10 to Y12 where the cobwebs stop. It looks like he's got pretty far, but I can't really tell, to be honest with you. Yeah, well, you did hide my bricks. I think this is an adequate payback. Oh, poor Cloud. The thing is, I've been messaging him on Discord for the better part of today, And I've been AFK at his base for the better part of now around about 5 to 6 hours. And yeah, I've actually gone off, I've gone out, I've got food, I've gone back, messaged him again to see what he's up to. I've tried to sort of my best way to play it out, not to ask him to come on, but just to see what he's up to. And when he asked me, I was like, I'm on like Minecraft. I was just fiddling around with putting a bedroom at your base, thinking about doing the same at size. And he was like, oh yeah, we'll come on and check that out in a bit. And that was around about 4 hours ago when he said that. So yeah, I've been hanging about. Oh, he's got a bucket of water. It might not actually be a bad idea, but I don't know how buckets of water react with powdered snow. But the fact is that you can't really jump out of there because you're surrounded by obsidian. So I think that even if he puts down the water, either the powdered snow above him is going to get it, or get him, or the wither roses underneath is going to get him. But I think he's very close. Yeah, he's actually in the powdered snow. So I think he is anyway. Either that or it's just a mesh of cobwebs that I can see. I think it'll be easier to tell in the replay mod footage. I don't know if he's upside down or not. But we will get to we will get to see which kills him first, the powdered snow or the wither roses. Like right now, I think he's activated his light tray. If he put rockets in his hand, he could possibly fly directly up and out. But I don't think that thought has crossed his mind. Mainly because he's been more worried about what's at the bottom than what's at the top. He did try to shoot me and had accidentally shot himself. Which would have probably been a better death. But then he would have had to wait. Oh, okay, yeah, he's probably going to die to the wither roses. So there's no way out of that. Unless he puts a bucket of water down. He's trying to jump up now. Up, no, he withered away. I was wondering what would kill you first. Okay. Okay. Let me oh no. Grab this. And then we can say break this. Here you go. You're safe. You're safe to go. No. Trying to knock me into my own trap. And according to the rules, he's not allowed to get me back with it. He actually has to get someone else back with it. But I've had it on me for ages now. So I think it was fair. Okay, so yeah, we can put these carpets back now. And it means I can actually get rid of these torches. And I'm actually going to have to go down and tidy up his mine. Because I had to block it all off for the trap. So, yeah. That should be fun. So, yeah. Let me do all of that. And I'll probably bring you back after I've tidied it all up. So after spending an enormous amount of time waiting around for Cloud to actually come online naturally, rather than me trying to entice him on, he did actually finally come on, and we did manage to capture him in that trap. That worked efficiently well. There was a couple of different things that he could have done. One thing is that I didn't even think of is that when he had a water bucket in his hand, I was pretty convinced if he put that down it would just wash away all of the webs, which a little bit too much for close up, which would have just washed away all of the webs, and yeah, that would have been like the end of that trap. Well, not really, because he would have fell down. I don't know how water reacts when it lands on top of powdered snow, whether it washes it away or not. But if it does wash it away, then it would have washed away the wither roses, and he would have just landed at the bottom. And it's not a high enough fall for him to have died with ever falling on his boots. But nevertheless, he didn't actually use the bucket of water, luckily. And he didn't try to use rockets to get out the top. He did actually end up shooting himself in the face with an arrow, though, when he was aiming at me. And yeah, so welcome to the spooky month of October, I guess, for this episode. And there's a couple of different reasons as to why I've done an episode like this. It's very rare that I do episodes like this where I just sort of have a mess around, and it's like nothing massively productive actually gets done. But we have actually now got our own bedroom. I do need to swap out this granite because it's going to annoy me each time I come in here. We've got a nice little nature bedroom, and I will be decorating this more going forward. Obviously, probably not in the episodes, and to be honest with you, it will be unlikely that you may even see this room again. But nevertheless, it's something that I will actually come over and do little bits and pieces on. I want to open up this hallway as well to make it 3 wide. But I don't want to mess up the cosmetics of his base. Like the door just underneath there looks fine. I'm fairly sure I should probably swap out that sign as well, because it doesn't look great over the sea lantern. I think I'd swap it out for a warped wood sign, and maybe use a cyan colour for the writing, rather than having the jungle wood sign going over it. Might look a little bit better, just so I don't mess around with the cosmetics of his face. But his face is looking really, really Halloween-y, so I may actually have to come and do bits and pieces like that around our tree, just for because I like making just the look of it change ever so slightly every now and again. I love the use of the candles, and he's got like the candy baskets. Also, in the clips you probably saw that he was actually wearing one of these as a head for some reason. Not too sure what that was about, but yeah, nevertheless, it was a good laugh today, and I had a good laugh with Cloud and Siren. She came on later on. We ended up just fishing for about an hour and doing advancements like the bullseye challenge and spawning like just random advancements that none of us had had. But yeah, it was a good laugh and I had fun. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.